Today we are going to learn about slope-intercept and what do we mean by the slope-intercept form. So when you talk about the slope-intercept form, it talks about knowing the steepness of a line. So knowing the steepness of a line, what are you supposed to consider? You are supposed to consider the slope, which is represented by the letter M, and also the y-intercept, which is also represented by the letter B. So to define this M, what you have to do is M is equal to y2 minus y1 all over x2 minus x1.
Shades on, I'm bored with the glasses. Bro say cause he a savage. So
now it's time to choose some points of our own and work it and get the slope out of it. So the points we are going to work with are these. So we are going to choose 2 points out of this. We chose 0.67 and 0.42. So we are going to now organize these 2 points into the equation to find the slope. And these are y2 minus y1, 7 minus 2, and x2 minus x1, 6 minus 4. So the quotient of these figures are going to be 5, 2. So now our slope is now equal to 5, 2. So now the next thing we are going to do is to plot in all the values into the equation. Y is equal to mx plus b and find the value of b. Now we've plotted the values. We are going to solve this like a linear equation.
You know you doing that shit on purpose, baby. That pussy wetter than some water, let me serve it, baby.
How do we identify the y-intercept directly from the equation? So the equation is y is equal to mx plus b. So therefore, all the time, this b is always the y-intercept. So you can plug in the details here. So after plugging in the details, we see that 7 is the y-intercept. So therefore, this 7 is the y-intercept, and we see it directly from here. So we now have to explain the reason why the y-axis is always, the y-intercept is always the starting point. So to determine that, you always take this y-intercept value and plug it on the y-axis. So this is positive 7. So you count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 7 here. And also your slope, and you're going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So therefore, this makes us know that always the starting point is this one. The slope-intercept equation is y is equal to mx plus b. So what does this mean? It means the line passes through as the y-intercept, and this is the slope. So this way, m is equal to the slope and b is equal to the y-intercept, where the line passes through y and x is 0.
shades on, I'm bored with the glasses. Bro say cause he a savage.
So now it's time to learn about how to use the slope to graph a line. And by doing that, you plot the y-intercept. Let's say the y-intercept is somewhere here. So the numerator will represent the rise, and the denominator will represent the run. So you move it according to what the slope says. So if it's a positive figure, you move it upwards, and if it's a negative figure, you move it downwards, the same as the denominator. So if it's a positive figure, you move it right. If it's a negative figure, you move it left. So let's compute an example here. So with this, the 2 here is the y-intercept, so you plot it here without wasting much time. And the rise is 2, so, and it's also a positive figure, so you move it 2 times upward, so 3, 4, and you plot it here. And the denominator also represents the run, and it's a positive figure, so you move it 3 times right, so it's going to be 1, 2, 3. So you are going to plot it here. So your second point will be here, and now you have to draw a line through this point. So drawing the line through this point will be this, and you are done with the work. We are going to use this way people used to solve it, which is brackets, order of operation, division, multiplication, addition, and subtraction. So there's no bracket here, no order of operation here, no division here. So we start with the multiplication, which will be 6 times 5, which will be 30. So 30 on 2, 7 plus b. 30 on 2, 30 divided by 2 will be equal to 15. So 7 is equal to 15 plus b. So this 7, no, this 15 will switch to the side of 7. 7 minus 15, it's going to be equal to negative 8. So negative 8 will be equal to b. So this is our final answer, and we are going to write the equation finally as y is equal to 5 on 2x plus negative 5 on 2x minus 8. Therefore, graphing this on a graph, we are going to place the y-intercept here, which is the negative 8. So the negative 8 will rise up by 5, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We are going to get to the 3. The 3, and we also move right 2 times, which is going to be 1, 2. So our next thing will be placed here, and the line will move through it this way, and we graph this on the line. This is the final answer. This is the end of our beautiful presentation.